Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Zdenek's English Podcast. My name is Zdenek, and I am your host for tonight. It is tonight for me, but it is not tonight for my guest, because my guest is currently in the USA, where they have morning. Am I right?
That's right. Good morning. It's 8 a.m. right now
Hmm,
on the West Coast. So that's 14-hour difference, I believe.
I think so.
Something like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm in Vietnam. My listeners know it, so just a reminder to you. But I think it's high time I introduced our guest for tonight, or for this morning, whichever one you prefer. His name is Michal. Hi, Michal. Or should I call you Michael?
Hi, Zdenek. Up to you, really. I don't really care too much. I'm kind of switching back and forth between that. Some people here prefer to use the real name, the original name. I don't care so much, but yeah, my name is Michal, so let's go with that.
Mhm. Well, you are one of the few people, I would say you are the only person from the USA that has managed to say my name properly,
Oh,
which
thank
is
you.
which I think some
I
people who may be of the Slavic origin, or let's say
Yeah, I
they are
think the
from the
name
Czech
is the
Republic,
hint.
they may have already guessed what is going on here. So Michal is my countryman. Michal is Czech. He's my Czechmate.
That's right.
Hi,
Yeah,
Michal. Again, hi. Why did I say hi again? What's wrong with me?
it's the evening. It's all right.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost night, to be honest. It's 10 p.m. Is that still an evening, or is that officially when the night starts?
For me, that's when I'm winding down. Winding down. I basically just brush my teeth and go to bed at 10. So I'm not
Ah,
a night owl as you are, but
mm,
yeah, for me
yeah,
it's
but
high
that
time to go to bed.
but this is helpful for recording a podcast like this because that makes it more flexible for us.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so just a quick introduction. So basically, Michal is Czech, and I know him through Michal's podcast for learners of Czech. Michal has a podcast called Čeština s Michalem for those of you who may be learning Czech, which is very unlikely since this is a podcast for English learners. But you never know. You never know.
There's a lot of polyglots out there. Give it a try.
Exactly.
It's fun.
Exactly. There could be just one. If there's just one person, it's nice. It's nice to tell them about your podcast. Yeah. But that's also how we know each other, because we have sort of featured on each other's podcasts, because I also have a podcast for Czech learners. And but today I invited you to talk to us in English because, as we can see, your English, or here in this case, your English is brilliant. Or should I say, awesome?
Awesome. Thank you very much. Depends in which how what do you mean by awesome? I've
Well,
learned that
that's
it has double meaning, right? But
no,
yeah,
no.
people use
The
it.
reason I said it like that is because brilliant is just what British people would say,
Hmm.
whereas awesome is more
Yeah, I get
American.
it. Yeah,
Awesome.
I guess so. I don't say brilliant at all, so I guess that's
Exactly.
valid. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so I have prepared for us something quite interesting. I was wondering how we should approach this. Okay, and then it dawned on me that what I could do is just ask Chat GPT, because that's what everyone does these days. They let Chat GPT do their work for them, right?
Yeah, why not? It's easy how to get rid of the responsibility like that. That's
E-
awesome.
Exactly. But
Or
also
should
the
I say
result seems
brilliant?
to be quite nice in this case, so I'm quite happy and I'm feeling smug about it. But before I tell you guys what this is about, let me remind you that you're listening to Zdenek's English Podcast, and this is a podcast. This is an audio medium, but you can also see us on Teacher Zdenek YouTube channel, because we are also recording this as a video. For the podcast people, Michael or Michal is waving at you now.
Hi, my name is Davide and I'm from Italy. I like the Achievers Chamber because I can practice my spoken English and meet people from all across the world.
For more information about the Achievers Chamber, go to teacherzdenek.com. And I have also heard a cat meowing, which
we
is
have
good.
a new guest. If you want to see my
Ooh.
cat, she's right here on the camera.
Oh, wow.
Another reason to open YouTube.
Actually, this might be the best moment of the whole podcast now.
Probably.
Your cat has
Nobody's
stolen
as
the
handsome
thunder.
here as the cat is.
Your cat has stolen the show now.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I decided to do, Michal, is that I asked Chat GPT the following question. Well, it's more like I gave it a command.
Mm-hmm.
Give me 10 reasons why a Czech person might want to move to the USA.
All right.
I don't know your entire story. I know just bits and pieces. Yeah. I know you have 3 cats. I know you have an American wife. I know you have been in the USA for quite a while. I know you are studying there at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
but also working. So I know bits and pieces, but I think we can get to know you through this.
All right.
So I told ChatGPT to give me these 10 potential or possible reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously it only took it like 5 seconds to write it down for me. And that's the free version. But then I was like, these sound too long. I was like, okay, make them shorter and make them sound more fun.
Mm-hmm.
So here is the updated version. So reason number 1. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show it as a comment or as a banner on the video. Then I'm going to read it out and give you the opportunity to respond and tell me if it was like that for you.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Like a deduction game, like Sherlock Holmes in a computer version.
Exactly, but don't you have to say someone like Colombo now because you're from
Colombo.
America? Colombo. I don't know. Is Colombo American or?
I don't know. I like Sherlock Holmes a little better.
Oh,
But
okay.
okay.
Yeah, okay. All
I
right.
definitely started learning English, the British English first, for sure. And I mean, the American English probably had a big impact on me too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have more like an American accent, but
you do, yeah. I've just checked. Colombo is indeed American. He in the TV show he basically investigates crime in Los Angeles. So there you have it.
Californian.
Yeah. So let's go for those 10 reasons. But okay, tell us quickly because I'm curious now. Where exactly are you at the moment in America? Because obviously it could be any of the 50 states. You could be in Alaska, for all I know.
Alaska, yeah. I really want to go there one day. But anyway, I'm on the West Coast. I'm in California, specifically Northern California, in the capital city, which is called Sacramento.
Nice.
So yeah, I've been here for about 4 years now, and Gigi's here again. Sorry for distracting. It's distracting me too.
That's totally fine. That's totally fine. So let's go. So the first reason, and since I asked ChatGPT to make it sound fun, there might be some interesting words used, like perhaps a little bit of slang. I don't know. You will be the judge of whether it's fun or not, but here is the reason number 1. Money mania. USA equals dollars extravaganza. Czech folks chase dreams, make moolah, which means money, and live a high life. It's a land of cash-filled adventures.
Wow, Czech Republic? No, the America, right? I see. So yeah, Czechs come to America to chase the dream of making all the money.
Yep.
Gold rush, basically, right? That would make sense. California is where the gold rush happened, so people would walk all the way from the East Coast to the West Coast.
Yep.
Not really time appropriate. I wouldn't say that really. I mean, I am a teacher and I make a podcast for free, so I can't really say that I do it for money, honestly.
Hey,
better things to do for money, really. But
that sounds like something I know.
so I would
you just
say
spoke my mind.
I would say this one is a no,
Mhm.
but good try.
No, but what fascinated me is that the story you just told is exactly the same as mine,
Hmm.
just a different location.
Yeah.
Right, but
So
is
Mania
it
extravaganza. Yeah.
but is it the case that some people go to America with this in mind?
I think so too, or at least they want to go to America for this
Yes.
reason. Obviously, it's not so simple, especially when you try to get here, let's say illegally or from Europe. I don't really know how this works, but
Mhm.
basically, there's a lot of restrictions to get
Yeah.
here now. So maybe one, like if you have really successful business, you can buy your way here. So
Okay.
that's a possibility.
Mhm.
Not for me though. I don't have $1 million to invest in the U.S. So
Not yet. Not
yeah.
yet.
I don't have to though. I have my green card already, so I don't have to do things like that. But yeah,
So green card, it's like a permission to live in the country for as long as you
basically
want.
it's like a permanent residency card. So
Did you get it because you married an American woman, or
yes, because of my family, because she's
okay?
American, and I mean, it took a while too. It's not like you get married and you instantly get your green card.
I mean,
It's a long process and a lot of paperwork, a lot of waiting.
hmm,
Uh, I was also a little unlucky with that too because I started doing all this paperwork when COVID hit,
yeah.
and the government was non-functional for about a year at that time. So I had
Wasn't
some
Donald
longer
Trump the
waiting.
president as well at the time?
I'm pretty sure he was, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, the whole government was shut down for a long time, and when they opened, they were backlogged for months.
Hmm. Well, you have it now, so
I'm good now.
at, le-
Yeah. I mean,
at least you have.
it was really uncomfortable for the reason that when the paperwork is going on, you can leave the country either. So I was basically stuck here, and
Hmm.
I didn't even have like work permit for a while, and it's really difficult. So, but yeah, it worked out great at
Mhm.
the end.
Okay, lovely. So here's the second reason why Czech people might want to move to the USA. Let's see if this was your reason too. Smart moves. I like how it always gives us a title as well.
Hmm.
Smart moves. US unis, top edu, meaning education.
Education,
Czech
okay.
students join, gain smarts, and unlock a kick ass future. Let the brain party begin.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. U.S. unis are the top, huh? Yeah, they're most prestigious, maybe. I don't know if that speaks about the quality of the education. That's hard to tell, but yeah, a lot of people come here to study. And not my cup of tea, honestly. But yeah, I mean, it's really like I love the education system we have in Czech Republic, so I can't say anything bad about that. I would definitely say it's better for average person because
Really?
it doesn't burden you with debt, which is the biggest
Uh,
problem I have
I,
with
s-
the
I
American
see.
system.
I see.
There's a lot of people who graduate from these top schools, and at the end they have to take not so good jobs just to make the ends meet, and
Mm,
I think that's really unfortunate. But
yeah. Do you
yeah.
even have some stories of people becoming homeless as a result of that?
I don't know anyone like in personally, but I've heard stories like that for sure, and it's
That's
very common
crazy.
actually.
Oh,
Like
that's crazy. Like you get a degree or something. Like so
from
you
these top
study.
universities
Yeah, yeah,
too,
yeah.
and yeah.
To get a better job or better future, and then you end up on the street, right?
Mm. Well, yeah, I don't know if I guess they don't usually end up on the street, but they definitely don't make it big as they dream.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they have to hold on to their jobs so they can pay off their student
Yeah.
loans, and
And it's
that's
often some
unfortunate.
some some kind of boring 9 to 5 job or something, and
Yeah.
their
On the
dreams
other
are
hand,
shattered.
on the other hand, if you're from in Czech Republic, you get your education for free. Maybe it's not so flashy, but you have a better shot at making it because you
Yep.
don't have to start from a hole, basically.
That's right. Good point. Okay, let's carry on here. Culture Fiesta. USA is a mixtape of cultures. Czech folks dive in, meet cool peeps, and expand their worldview. Let's
Mhm.
dance to diversity.
I think that's a good one. Yeah, this is as they say, the U.S. is a cultural melting pot for sure. There's a lot of different cultures and people with all the backgrounds. A lot of cool people for sure. Yeah, cool.
Oh, you're one of them. You're one of them.
I feel like I've kind of fit in too well, honestly.
What do you mean? What do you mean too well? What do you mean by
Well,
that?
some people think I'm American who just has bad grammar. you know, like
Okay.
so
Is it
because
possible that your grammar is actually better in some cases than that of
the,
an average American Joe, let's say?
it could be like, but so yeah, I don't come across as a foreigner, is what I just wanted to say, but
Yeah.
that's also it's a it's a double-edged sword, let's say,
Yeah.
because it's nice that my I that it that speaks about my English ability, I guess, that it's pretty good. But on the other hand, if they mistake me for an American, they expect me to know things
Yeah. They look
and
down
to
on you.
react different
Mm,
way to different situations because I have completely different background.
of course.
So yeah, it can lead to some confusion sometimes.
I can imagine. That's interesting, though. You're in a really interesting position in that. Number 4, Tech Wonderland. US equals tech magic. Czech geeks explore gadgets, innovations, and futuristic fun. Get wired for adventure.
I prefer wireless, but okay. Yeah, I mean, I love tech. So I worked in IT for many years. When I was in Czech Republic, I worked in
Mm,
IT for a long time, and I love all IT and all tech. So yeah, I mean, why not? We are in Northern California, home of the Silicon Valley, where all the tech comes from. So
yep.
yeah, it could convince someone that's the reason why I came here.
Okay.
Not it's not the real reason, but yeah, I can definitely a good
You
story.
can you can
I
see
can
this work
pretend
for some people. Yeah. Hmm.
that's me.
Anytime. Anytime. All right. Stability zone. USA equals stable and safe. Czech
Oh,
folks build dreams in a secure nest. No worries, just dreams taking flight.
just dreams taking flight. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
That's
not sure
it's
about
tough.
this. I'm not sure about this one, to be
I'm
honest.
not sure either. I mean, I feel like Czech Republic is really safe as it
Yeah,
is. So I would even argue that Americans move to Czech Republic for that reason.
I think Czech Republic is safer.
If you
They
want to
have.
make money, obviously you would come here. But
Mm,
if you want to be safe and raise your family, then I think Prague is a much better place for that. But
yeah, totally.
I mean, obviously America is huge, and there are all kinds of states and cities, and not every community is the same.
Mm,
So it's a little unfair to to bunch them all together. But
yeah,
yeah, I would say it's not about safety, honestly.
yeah.
Like, I'm not a
But-
guns person either, which is
yeah,
a big cultural thing here, which I don't really understand. But like I said, it's very diverse. So some cities or some states are against
yeah.
guns more than the others,
Hmm.
and it makes sense, right? Like, if you live in a metropolitan area or in a city, then you obviously don't need to have a gun or a assault rifle. But if you're somewhere out in the boonies, then you probably need to keep yourself safe somehow. So I
Yeah.
totally understand why some people want to have guns, but definitely, I don't think it makes the country safer. Some people do think that. I don't think that's the case, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. And we are talking about safety as such. So I've heard that the Czech Republic is one of the safest countries in the world.
Yeah.
And to prove that, I've just opened a tab showing me that it actually sits in the 7th place in the world index of the safest countries in the world. Currently, the top safest country is Iceland, followed by New Zealand, then Ireland, Austria, Denmark, Portugal, and number 7, Czech Republic.
Where's
So
Japan? I'm surprised.
I'm not. I knew you
Oh,
would
really?
be quite high up here. You mean Portugal? Sorry. Sorry,
I was
didn't
asking
hear
about Japan. Where is Japan on the list?
Japan is in the 10th place, so
Okay.
not so far away. Not so far
Yeah,
away.
pretty high up.
But America, I'm trying to find America, but I
Scroll all
can't
the
see
way
it.
down.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Scrolling.
I must have missed it. Okay, let me try again.
Maybe it's US of A.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. United Kingdom in the 35th place.
That's not great
Yeah.
either, honestly.
That's not great either, right? France in the 66th place.
Huh.
Oh my God. Maybe it's not even here. Maybe it doesn't make it to the list. I don't know.
It's not in the top 100.
Okay, United States of America, 129th place, just before Brazil.
That's not a good look.
No. Well, I don't know who makes these lists, obviously, right? So we would be better off. We would be better off looking for more lists like that and then comparing them and checking the reliability of the source and so on. But I just wanted to confirm that the Czech Republic is quite high up on that list, which is true for sure. But when you talk about the economic stability, I think it might be the case of high risk, high reward. So if you really make it, if you have an excellent idea, an innovative idea, and you open a business or something in America, I think you can make a lot of money. But like, in terms of, what do you think?
I think there's a lot of talk, at least here internally, I would say there's a lot of talk about wealth gap, which is widening. And obviously that's a global problem, but it's very visible here in America where when you talk about, let's say, South California, like LA, where you have these huge multi-million-dollar mansions, and then you have homeless right on the sidewalk right next to it. It's it's a stark contrast. But
it doesn't surprise me because that's the mentality, because it's about the American dream, and it's the mentality, as I understand it, as I've studied the English culture of English speaking countries at university, of course. What happens in America is that it's the winner takes it all mentality. Winner takes it all sort of situation. Yeah. So it's very liberal, right? But maybe a little bit too liberal.
Sure.
Up to the point that when you don't have money, you're a little bit screwed because you don't even get the basic things that you do get in Europe, like healthcare. Like when I say healthcare, I mean proper healthcare.
Yeah,
right?
there's no real like safety net,
Yes.
which is a problem for people who end up in a medical debt, which is also unheard of in Czech Republic. But I don't know. Like, it's really hard to say. I like some states are doing much better than the others, but overall, obviously, we do have a lot of issues with public health and caring for other people who for the weakest in the society.
Yeah. Okay, then. Well, we've got 5 more reasons to go through.
All right.
Reasons as to why a Czech person might want to move to the USA, and we are obviously looking at your particular case as well. So, freedom vibes. USA is free to be you. Czech individuals express, explore, and shine brightly. Unleash the inner rebel.
All right, yeah. Wouldn't it be so nice if the borders were open like this and you could just move wherever you want just to be free and, be individual? I mean, it's definitely a big part of the American culture, right? And they pride themselves on being the freest country in the world, even. I mean, what does that mean anyway? But that's a different discussion, I guess.
Yeah.
Would be really nice to just go here just to be free. But just to be a little more real, I think it's really nice how people are free, and you can see it in their mentality that they are not suffocated by the society around them.
Mhm.
I've only learned that sometime after I moved here, just looking back and seeing how stifling the Czech Republic can be.
In what sense?
Well, there's still a lot of xenophobia, homophobia,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Even though people deny it, and I understand why they would deny it, but it's hard to see
Nobody
when
wants
you're
to
in the
be.
middle of it. Nobody wants
Yeah.
to admit it, and
Nobody wants to be given any stick. Nobody wants to be criticized. People.
yeah,
It's
I mean, I
about
understand.
egos. Yeah. But I can only agree with you because I have lived in the UK, in
Mhm.
London, for 3 years in total on two different occasions, but 3 years in combined. So I know exactly what you're talking about, and
So yeah,
I know my
and it's
friends from the Czech Republic. Some of them are like
mhm.
that.
It's kind of heartbreaking too. Like, I know they're good people and they want to be
Yep.
open, but it's really hard to talk about that and
No.
opening other people's minds. Everyone has to find out for themselves, and like
Yeah.
it's a
Because
journey here, right?
you
So
can't convince people because they will think you are imposing your opinion on them, and uh,
yeah.
it's just difficult. But yeah, I think I understand
So
where
in
you're
that
coming
regard,
from.
I
Yeah.
would say America is really good for this.
Mm-hmm.
You really can be whoever you want to be,
Yep.
and I've seen a lot of people here that and I was really happy for them. Like, seeing how different they are from me, and they are proud of themselves, and they don't have anything holding them back. I can definitely remember people who were similar to them in Czech Republic, but they were hiding it, and I felt kind of sad about that too.
You mean
So yeah.
do you mean like faking it, or sorry, you disappeared for about 5 seconds. Can you repeat the last point you made?
So yeah, faking it. Well, yeah, like hiding their identity, basically, not being true to themselves in Czech Republic. Here,
Oh yeah. Okay.
people embrace their identity more, and I think that's great. I hope
Mm.
society can get a day, but not there yet.
Okay, we are having some technical issues right now. Think the internet can be quite unstable in my apartment at times, so I think it's happening now. So we apologies for the last few seconds, ladies and gentlemen, but I think you got the point. Now, here is number 7, and it's, in my opinion, the most controversial one. But well, I want to know what you think about this. So, health heroes, USA is super or equals super healthcare. Check peeps, access top treatments, keep fit, and rock the healthy life. Stay invincible.
Yeah, that's from like a, I don't know, like a brochure of some uh, healthcare corporation or something. I definitely don't
Yeah,
agree
but
with this
private
one.
one.
to
Yeah.
be frank, because healthcare is a big issue
Yeah.
here, and I think this is my biggest gripe with America, honestly. Like, I can get over almost anything. The only thing I'm not so happy about is the healthcare system here, because it really makes people really
Michal.
scared. Hello.
I think we will need. I think we. Michal, I'm
Let's take
sorry.
a
I
break.
think there are some issues right now. Yeah,
Okay.
they promised they would fix the internet. They keep telling me at the reception that they're gonna do something about it, but nothing has happened yet. So really annoys me. You will have to repeat your point again. I think you said, but I'm not sure if you're back yet. 'Cause
I'm
you're
here.
sort of breaking up. And can you hear me? Can you hear me well? Can you
Yeah, I can
follow
hear you
every
just
single word
fine.
I'm saying?
I can hear you just fine,
Okay.
but you can't hear me, it seems.
Yeah. Well, I can't say that about you, I'm afraid. And it's being recorded on my end. So
Yeah.
how about now? Is it any better?
Hello, hello. Welcome to
Yeah,
Zdenek
I can see
English
it here that the signal is
Podcast.
just weaker. The signal is weaker. Like I hear you. Okay, I occasionally hear you, but it's just yesterday when we were recording the Czech podcast, everything was fine. So and I was doing a football show as well for almost 2 hours around midnight, and no problems whatsoever. But it has to happen now, of course. When I'm doing Zdenek's English podcast, come on.
Hello,
Everyone.
hello. I'm still here.
Oh, God damn it.
It doesn't seem to be getting any better.
Michal, are you back?
I'm still here. I'm still here. But you seem to disagree.
I can see you, I can hear you, but I
Well,
still don't trust it enough. Shall we try then? Shall we try? Let's try. So the last thing I remember you saying is that you have a gripe with American healthcare, and then you went on to explain that, but I didn't catch much of that. So
yeah, I was
you
saying
want
that
to
the
repeat
healthcare
that?
system
Yep.
here works
Mhm.
basically for those haves. There are haves and have-nots in this society, and the people who don't have good insurance or who don't have the money to pay for any insurance, then it doesn't work for them. And there's a lot of people who don't go to the doctor just because they can't afford the medical bills,
Yeah.
which is really sad, because if you let it go, or if you stop thinking about your health, it'll get worse, probably.
Yeah.
It depends on your condition, but it definitely doesn't help that you don't go see your doctor when you need to. And people are scared of injury, for example. Like, if anything happens, it can financially ruin you,
Ruin them.
basically.
Yeah.
So you have to be really careful. And yeah, some people lose their homes just because they got hurt at work or something. And there's so many GoFundMe campaigns just to pay for their medical bills. That's totally unheard of in Europe. I mean, if you get hurt, or if you have a sickness or something, the state will take care of you to some degree. Maybe you won't get the best treatment as here. Like, I feel like if you do have the money, you will probably have the best access to the best doctors and best treatments. But that's really applies to the 1% of the population. So if we were talking about the whole
Yeah.
country, then I don't think it's very nice to people. So I wouldn't say anybody will
All
move
right.
here.
Well, let's move on to something.
Are we?
Okay, well, let's move on to something more positive then.
Yeah.
I think we are getting a bit of a delay here. Yeah, I'm
Okay.
afraid. Okay, well, it's part of the connection issues here, but it is better than before at least.
Okay.
So nature thrills. USA equals nature's playground. Czech peeps hike parks, chill on beaches, and go wild outside. Let's explore Mother Nature's magic.
That's a great one. I mean, there's a lot of great national parks, and people come here all the time just for the nature. And yeah, I like it. I like it the most, probably, because like California itself is really beautiful. There's huge, the coastline is beautiful. The national parks, the Sequoia, the Redwoods National Parks in Northern California and Oregon are beautiful. you have deserts, you have all kinds of beautiful nature here. So yeah, I mean, I have a lot of friends from Czech Republic who come here just to see all this natural beauty. So
Yeah.
I can definitely see why would someone want to move here for the beaches and beaches.
Fantastic. I was scared that you're gonna say something different because all you needed to do is to just change one vowel sound. But now that's not what Michal meant, of course. Okay, so number 9, connect and slay. USA is network goldmine. Check
Mm,
pros, level up, meet legends, and conquer careers. Rise to the top.
okay. Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah. That's why I'm here, to meet the legends. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. A lot of industries kind of concentrate in America, which makes sense because they have all this cash. You
Mm.
know, that's a reason why we have most movies from the Hollywood, and why everyone who wants to make it big in their whatever field it is, they
Yeah.
gravitate to the USA very often. So yeah, that's valid reason, I guess. I don't know if it applies to me, but yeah, I feel like you can make a lot of connections online these days too, though.
That's true, right? Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you are one of the legends now, you know?
Wow. Okay. Maybe someone will come to see me. That would be nice.
I don't know. I'm throwing it out. I'm throwing it out there because you have made it, right? You have made it. You are there, and
I've made it here.
you have
I
you have
don't
your you have
in one sense of that word. Yeah. I'm here. Yes.
alive.
Geographically.
Yeah. With a green card as well,
With a green card and a green
so,
wall, and yeah, and 3 cats.
and 3 cats.
Dreams
All
come
right,
true.
and here's the last reason why someone might want to move to the USA. Someone from the Czech Republic, but I think it might be similar for non-Czech people too. So party or party. Americans would say
Party.
party. Party
Party.
central. Um, party central. USA is a non-stop fiesta. Czech folks, rock, sports, music, culture, and wild nights. Let's make memories. Let loose and party hard.
Let's party hard. Rock sports. Czech folks rock sports. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people who love sports like NFL, NBA, NHL, all this kind of
NHL, yeah.
stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not
Uh,
so much
so
soccer, a little bit MSL. There
soccer,
is
yeah, I
MSL,
mean,
but
it's
yeah,
it's on the rise, I would say, but it's
yeah.
definitely not in the top 3 or anything like that.
Hmm.
Well, here in Sacramento, we have an NBA team, Sacramento
Hmm.
Kings, that are doing pretty well for themselves. I don't really know much about basketball, to be honest, but it's definitely really popular. And football, I mean, American
Which
football
one?
is
Which football?
American
Be careful
football.
because on this channel, on Teachers Zdenek channel, we often talk about football. What
Yeah,
you
I
mean is soccer, I think. Or do you mean American football now?
know. No, I'm getting confused. So American
Me
football,
too. Me
obviously.
too.
American
Oh, what
football,
do you mean?
obviously here.
Obviously. Oh my God, I'm
Uh,
really talking to an American guy.
no, no. No, what I meant to say is American football is obviously very popular here.
Hmm.
Soccer, not so much. Me personally, though, I definitely prefer soccer or European
Of course,
football.
you are Czech.
I even
European
played.
football. Don't
I
call it European football. That
I
sounds
know.
horrible. Come on. It's
You know,
just
I have
football.
a.
It's just
I met
football,
some
man.
people from South America, and they also call it football. So
Of course, because they
yeah,
know.
because they know. Yeah, it's just the Yankees call it soccer. It's okay
No,
though.
we're just taking the piss. Especially the Brits like to do that as well.
Hmm. I mean, people,
Okay.
even Americans, like to make fun of that, so that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Well, actually, speaking of the USA and soccer, or shall we say football, they're going to host the next World Cup. I
Wow.
think
All right.
they are hosting it together with Mexico and Canada. I think it's going to be like a three-way hosting, as far as I remember. So that's gonna be
Okay.
interesting.
That's
Yep.
a huge continent though. A lot of traveling, lots of ground to cover.
Yeah, yeah. But when you play the group stages, I think you're gonna play like. I think you're gonna make sure you don't have to travel much. I'm sure they will work it out in
So
some
they'll
way.
have, let's say, 3 groups and two groups.
It's more than that.
More than that. Okay. I guess I don't know much about soccer,
Definitely.
football. I mean, but
I can see that.
uh,
But that's okay, because that's not the reason why we invited you onto the podcast.
oh, thank God.
Um, we invited you to tell us your story. I think we have learned a lot through these interesting 10 reasons that Chat GPT gave us. But if you were to add something to this list, Michal, I will give you now the opportunity to do that, because
Oh,
maybe
thank you.
that's a fair
Yeah.
thing to do.
So I guess I could start all the way in the back. No, I'm not gonna bore you with my whole life story, but I'm gonna say that I really loved English always. So I was learning since elementary school, and it was the only thing I was interested in at school.
Nice.
So that really helped me keep going, and it was the reason
Mhm.
why I got interested in teaching Czech or studying Japanese. All of that comes from English and my English teachers, who really inspired me. So I wanted to provide the same experience to others. Maybe not, maybe I won't be like a real like language teacher, but I want to be someone who can inspire and help people
Yeah.
on their journey, which I think is just as important, because I feel like everyone needs to learn for themselves. But anyway,
Yeah,
things.
it's more important actually than people think. Yeah, I completely
Yeah,
agree with you. Hmm?
but thanks to that, like I really learned a lot of English early on, I would say, and it really helped me open my eyes, which led
Yep.
into studying Japanese. And thanks to Japanese, I met my wife, who was
Yep.
American.
So you went to the same school. I know the story from the Czech podcast. So basically, you met at school, right?
It's actually it's not a real school. It's like an online course. But yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, so we got we we made friends together. We had like a group of friends, and one day I decided why not just see each other in person. I flew to San Francisco for the first time.
Oh, that sounds romantic. So
Yeah.
hang on. When you went to see her for the first time,
hmm
did you already have like some sort of intentions to, let's say, get to know her a little bit better, or did you just wanted to see a friend? What was on your
Well,
mind at the time?
at that point, we were pretty sure we want to try a long distance relationship, or we are not 100% sure how it's gonna shake out, but we knew very well that we were into each other and we wanted to meet. So obviously, we didn't know much back then. We haven't met yet, so
That's
it
really
was the
interesting.
first
So this is
experience.
I think this is quite common these days, yeah. For a lot of people, they meet online and they're
Yeah.
from so how sometimes what's exotic or what's different, it kind of fascinates you. So
hmm
I'm experiencing something similar at the moment, to be honest,
hmm
because my girlfriend is Vietnamese. But it's different when you can see the person, when you can touch her or touch
Yes.
him, and then when it's online. Although we're going to have soon, like it's already happening, VR and
Yeah.
all that, right? So I don't know.
Let's not talk about touching, but it's a different kind of touch. But yeah, so we met 2016 or 17 for the first time.
Yeah.
And then, okay, we decided, okay, we want to make it work somehow. So we planned a lot and decided that I would move to the US because that made more sense uh, for all kinds of reasons. And
Okay.
so started all the paperwork, and it took it took some time, but at the end we decided that since we really wanted to be together, we were like, yeah, let's just kind of jump the guns and decided to get married. We married 2019, so that's 4 years ago now. And
So,
I've been here for 4 years now.
mhm. So you've been married for 4 years. You've been in the USA for 4 years. And
Mhm.
so, may I ask you about your accent? So, how did that happen? So, has it been something that happened gradually, and has your wife been a great influence, or is this something you were already pretty good at before you met her?
I okay, let's say, so I started learning English way back then, and when I started to learn to speak more. So anyway, people who know the Czech education system, or any school system for that matter, they probably know that you can't learn much of like speaking at school. I didn't learn how to speak at school at all either, and I started learning like online with friends that I made. They were usually Brits or French. Their English wasn't great, but it was a really good stepping stone for me. So I think they were the biggest influence, or the first influence, let's say.
Okay.
And then I always worried about pronunciation and the sound, so I would always mimic other
Okay.
patterns. So I would listen to movies and repeat it out loud, or
Mm.
sing along with songs, and it just kind of stuck with me. I found
Yeah.
out what made the difference, or um why some people sound like Czechs when they speak English, and why others don't have
Don't.
the accent. So
Mm.
um, so I just focused on that, and it kind of shows, I think.
Great. Yeah, it does. It does. And it's been a pleasure to have you on the podcast. And that's why you're here as well, because we only want great speakers on this podcast, people who have made
Yay.
it, because obviously this is a podcast for English learners. So, and we don't get an American accent much on this podcast, to be honest, because most of my
Mhm.
guests are either from the UK. I've had a lot of British guests, sometimes from Ireland, and or non-native speakers with excellent English. But you are a non-native speaker who speaks like an American person, so that's also interesting for sure.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Chat
I
GPT,
like.
good job for all those questions.
Not me, not
And
me,
you too.
not me.
And you
Are
too,
you, are
Zdenek.
you not are you not praising me then? Are you praising ChatGPT? I had
Good
to type
job.
it in. I had to type it in. I came up with the additional prompts as well. It was a lot of work. Like
Thank you for
two two
being the
minutes
host
work.
today.
Yeah, I spent entire 2 minutes on that.
I'm joking.
I'm joking too. Okay, Michal, it's been a pleasure, and keep having a great life in the USA. And yeah, I hope I don't talk to you for the last time.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it again. Thank you very
All right.
much, and yeah, see you next time.
Yeah. Cheers. Take care and bye.
Bye.